Hello, hello. How's it going? Decided to wear all black for the funeral of Man United, or possibly the funeral of Poch. Um, Someone's gonna have a funeral today, so kind of all black seemed appropriate. I was gonna wear the white one, but then I thought, nah, gotta wear the funeral gear. Matthew Kopp is posting these slot emotes. I'm liking it. I'm I'm glad these slot emotes are kind of catching on. It's kind of the cheesy look he has on his face. That's the best part. Jimmy Diaz says we all supporting Spurs, right? Yeah, 100%. I've never said come on you Gunners before. Not Gunners, Jesus Christ! I've effed it up within 5 seconds. I've not said come on you Spurs ever before. But today is a day for kind of making exceptions. Kelly says hi Kelly. Harry says hello, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I had the day off work today, so I was just playing games for most of it. But yeah, good. How's things with you? How was your X-ray? Hope everything's going well. Pixel saying yes, lad. Yes, Pixel. How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope everything's well with you. Bagwell says, how's it going? Yeah, good. Had a day off. Played lots of computer games. The problem is I got to like 7 o'clock and like my Apple Watch was saying you've not done any exercise today. so then I have to go outside for a walk. But yeah, good. Yeah, I'm liking the Spurs emoji there. Fish says hi Fish. How are you, Fish? Hope you're good, Fish, as always. Come on, you Spurs, yeah. Never thought I'd say such a phrase, and I'm sure many of us kind of never thought we'd say such a phrase. But yeah, oh god, but they have got bloody Richarlison up front. I just saw Richarlison, so that's gonna make it a bit harder. I kind of see today as a win-win though, in some ways, because if Spurs win, then that's who we want to win, which is great. Whereas if United win, then they might not back the manager as much as they need to. They might think, you know what, we've just won a decent trophy, so maybe we don't need to buy a new goalkeeper. Maybe we'll keep that idiot Onana in goal for another year. So I'm seeing it as a win-win. Fish with a red rectangle. Well, it's coming up as a red rectangle on my thing. And then when I go directly on YouTube, it's still a red rectangle. So I don't know, unless that's the China flag. Bagwell says hi. Harry also posting these slot emotes. I quite like the emotes, I can't lie. I spent bloody hours doing it, but I'm quite happy with the end result. I might change the Van Dijk one. He just looks a bit too serious. But yeah, I'm liking them. The McAllister one's my favorite. You know where he's laughing. That's my favorite one. Just trapped nerves. Back playing tomorrow at school. Oh, nice. You're just getting straight back into the action. Kind of. No recovery time. You're just kind of powering through it, saying, "Yeah, it's trapped nerves. I'll be fine." Fair play. Yeah, that one. That's the kind of sarcastic McAllister one. Because everyone does that kind of standard laughing emoji. Like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm just going to do it. Like, because everyone does that. I'm like, who is that? Like, I don't even know who this person is. This person with a beard. So let me just create a McAllister one for people that support Liverpool. No son, says Pixel. What on earth is going on there? Let me just try something. Look at this, man. This is sophistication. So Pixel is right. They got Vicario, Paro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi, Saar, Bissouma, Bentancur, Johnson, Solanke, and Richarlison. Why is Mr. Number 7, aka Mr. Captain. Why is he not starting? That is a bit weird. Does anyone know the reason for that? Like, is it injury or something? I was looking forward to seeing him. Whereas Man United, if I can move this shit across. Man United there, they got Onana, Yoro, Maguire, Shaw, Mazraoui, Dogu. They always put it like this, right? They always put it as a 3-4-3, but in reality, I find that Mazraoui is quite deep and Dogu is quite deep. So to me, what they do is more of a 5-2-3, but it is what it is. Casemiro, Fernandes, Diallo, Mount, and Højlund. Fair enough. Not bad. We'll have to see how this goes. Yeah, those are the emotes, Harry. I like the McAllister one. I like the slot one. The Salah one's okay. Like, I created the Salah one because he always scores. So I figure, okay, people want to put his emote there because he always scores. The Van Dijk one I'll probably change. Obviously I like Van Dijk, but it's a bit too serious. And this is like a light-hearted thing, if you know what I mean. So the Van Dijk one I'll probably change. The Gerrard one's good. I specifically kind of searched for the kind of shushing Gerrard thing. So yeah, I'll change the Van Dijk one. But I'll see which ones people like and which ones people don't like. Hopefully, eventually they'll let me create more. Because I used up all the slots. But I think eventually they'll let you create more. So when they do, I'll create more. I had to watch like a YouTube tutorial on how to do it. But I think I figured it out. We got Sunny in the chat. It says, has the match started? Not yet. They're just doing the coin toss, if you know what I mean. But I think I might be slightly behind. Injury resting for half time. Okay, that's what we suspect the issue could be with Son. Sonaldo not playing. Man United might win. They have Lord Maguire with them. Well, if you have Lord Maguire with you, you automatically get like a 20% boost, at least. So the Lord is with them. Or the whole game, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, given that he's on the bench, he should be coming on. You'd hope so. Possibly for Johnson. Who do they have on the other wing? Possibly for Richarlison. Fish is sleeping. That's good to know. I'll try not to be too loud. Then have to talk very quietly. Because Fish is sleeping. I'll try not to scream or anything. I mean, or you could put the volume down, or you could mute it. So 60 is this 16th and 17th? Is this something like that? Fish says why? Because you're sleeping. So I don't want to wake you up. Man, as soon as it starts, it just starts. Let me try watching it in a different place. That's not it. That's Sevilla Barcelona. That's not the right. Technical difficulties. Ah, okay. They've kicked off. Fish says they do ASMR. I wish, but in reality, my accent is not ASMR for anyone. It's the opposite of ASMR. It's literal punishment having to listen to me. Speaking of literal punishment, Man United have Rasmus Højlund up front. He might be off in the summer. Rumoured to be getting Matheus Cunha. The same Matheus Cunha who signed a new contract with Wolves so that Wolves would get a fee. Basically did what Trent did not. Sonny says, get ready for the most undeserving final of all time, as both teams are trash, but I guess that is the beauty of knockout football. I mean, you've basically summed up the entire season of two teams there. In one sentence, you've summed up their entire year. This is a Premier League relegation battle. To be fair, this is what we're seeing. This is a Premier League relegation battle. Corner here. Onana never looks assured, man. Like he doesn't look assured when he's taking a kick. He doesn't look assured when there's a corner. Oh, there's a foul. Foul on Lord Maguire. Goal kick. Fish says I'm sleeping. Well, we appreciate the updates as always. You also don't need to ask me permission in case you need to use the toilet today, as you normally do. I mean, it's totally fine. How are Gornik Zabzra getting on, Fish? See, Fish. Now you're infecting Pixel. With your oh God. Yeah, that's like Fish. Like at least once per stream saying, "Sir, can I use the restroom?" Like, you can go if you want. I think one time I said no just for jokes. I was like, "Nah, you can't. You've got to hold it in until full time." Yeah, the randomness does make me laugh. I can't lie. I'm glad it's just on the football channel. Like I'm worried, like if Fish was to find the gaming one, I wouldn't be able to concentrate. So I'm glad it's just the football. Fish has a response for you there. Ooh, corner cleared. Mazraoui boots it back up. Ooh, Man United looking dangerous. Fernandes is going to fall over. Fernandes takes a shot and it hits Mount in the back. San Mamés, what a stadium. Is that what it's called, this one? San Mamés Stadium. You are correct. San Mamés Stadium is an all-seater stadium in Rafael Moreno is it Pititexi, Calia. The stadium replaced the old San Mamés. It's the 7th largest stadium in Spain and the largest in the Basque Country. It's pretty new. Pretty new stadium as well. If you see that. Opened in 2013. I'm liking it. Hey, we got Durwood saying hello, champion family. I'm liking that name. that's I think that's. I should perhaps rename the streams to champion family streams. But hey, how you doing? Hope you're good. How was the party? Was that yesterday? I think that might have been yesterday before. But yeah, hope the party was good. Fish posting a 1. Never give up the randomness, Fish. Let's go Spurs. Don't be Spursy today. Yeah, there's a lot of support for Spurs. Jimmy was saying we all supporting Spurs, right? Pixel was posting the Spurs logos. Come on, you Spurs. I think Sonny was potentially also supporting Spurs. So yeah, I think everyone's kind of behind Spurs. Pixel saying, "Hey, Durwood." Sonny says, "At this point, any stadium is better than the swimming pool of Old Trafford." Yeah, I'm with you. They really need to get that roof fixed, not for their sake, but just so that we have to stop hearing about it. Just that we have to kind of stop hearing about it. Also, just for everyone's info, wearing all black today because it's either the funeral of Man United or it's the funeral of Spurs. So I felt all black was appropriate. Her party was Sunday. It was great. She got everything she could have dreamed of. Fantastic. It's good to hear. Spurs on the ascendancy here. I'm supporting Spurs, but I do feel a bit dirty supporting Richarlison. I don't know if that's just me. Like I can get behind Porro for one game. I can get behind Johnson for one game. I can get behind Solanke for one game, but Richarlison is ugh. Hopefully Son comes on the left hand side, which will then cure us of the feeling of internal disgust that we have supporting Richarlison. Onana looks so worried any time there's a corner or any time the ball is within like 50 miles of him. Guy looks borderline mortified. Punched away. Fish is saying hi as well. That's nice. Yeah, I think Onana's gonna have at least one calamity in this game. I can see it happening. Durwood says, my dislike for Spurs is more than United, but it's dirty cheering either team on. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I was kind of, when I went for my walk today, I was thinking, who am I supporting? Is it Man United or Spurs? And then, Spurs through here. Saved. But then I was like, you know what? I don't like Spurs, but I hate Man United. So by default, I'd have to kind of support Spurs. And I think a second point for the Spurs camp is that if Spurs win, that would therefore mean that they have more European pedigree than Arsenal. Because as far as I'm aware, Arsenal have never won any sort of European trophy. And even if Spurs win the Europa League, granted, it's the second best trophy, but the second best trophy is better than nothing. So yeah. I want Spurs to win just to see nobody Arsenal fanboys crying about it. If Spurs win the Europa League, Arsenal still had the better season. Like, stop the BS, coming second, you don't get a trophy. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to kind of go into kind of points totals and all that kind of nonsense now, saying, you won the league with less points than we had last season. And it's like, whose fault is that? Like, you've still had 38 games where you can perform. And secondly, Liverpool got over 90 points on multiple occasions. And on one time, Liverpool got 97 points and didn't win the league. But you don't see Liverpool fans making such silly arguments. I guess when you're desperate, you're bound to make such silly arguments. And I guess another point is, Liverpool's point total this season is more points than their invincible team got. So again, it's desperation to the point where it just makes me feel sorry for them. Durwood says, hi fish. Defo Spurs, United fans think they can't lose this year. United fans are a bit more kind of cocky about it, I can't lie. Even kind of seeing on the news some of the stuff they're up to in Spain, just kind of annoying the locals. It's like, why, man? You're there as guests. Just kind of treat everyone respectfully, man. Again, it's not all United fans, but you know what I mean. Just the Cup Winners' Cup of '94. Oh, is that for Arsenal? I guess even then, I'd put the Europa League higher. '94. How many? That's like 31 years ago. Crazy. Amarim wearing a suit. Amarim is suited and booted. I've never seen Amarim wear a suit before. He's more the casual kind of smart casual type. It's like seeing Klopp in a suit. Like, have you seen Klopp in a suit? It just looks wrong. Like, it just looks weird. See what I mean? That just looks strange. I'm glad Klopp didn't wear too many suits. I don't know what it is. Yeah, Klopp looked much better in the kind of sporty attire than the suits. But yeah, Amarim looks strange in a suit, I can't lie. Let the soul of Lord carry us from Champions League 2018. Enter within Onana. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I don't think he needs that soul, to be honest. I think he's more than capable of fluffing things up and making mistakes all on his own. But if he was to take his soul on board, it would make things even funnier. Ooh, was that Ahmad? That was Ahmad. Ahmad got pretty close there. This is going to be a dirty game. I love it. It is going to be a dirty game with two dirty teams and two dirty bunch of fans. I mean, I think these are Spurs are like a traditional Big Six team, right? I think so. So it's crazy that two Big Six teams basically are just above the relegation zone and their entire season hangs on this. That is wild. Throw into Spurs. I'm going to need to see a couple more fouls. Just to, inject a bit of urgency into the game. Here's Richarlison. Crosses it in, falls to Maguire. Maguire clears it. I mean, let's be honest. Neither of these teams actually deserve a trophy. It does feel like a bit of an injustice that one of these two teams will get a trophy, but it is what it is. One of the few managers to rock the suit is Pep Guardiola. I think Pep earlier in his career, when he was much younger, he did used to wear suits. But now that he's a big shot, he doesn't wear suits anymore. I think now he wears like a jumper and like smart trousers or smart pants. But earlier in his career he did. But yeah, Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho. I've got loads of images of Jose Mourinho in my head wearing a suit. Arsene Wenger as well. I don't think Ange Postecoglou wears a suit because you can't get suits that big. But I'm trying to think who else is there. Most Premier League managers these days, they're quite casual. I've never seen Arne Slot wear a suit. I gotta Google that. Yeah, it just looks weird. Look, like it just looks weird. Well, firstly, when you search for Arne Slot in a suit, the pictures that you get are not really Arne Slot in a suit. So that should show you that he doesn't kind of wear suits much. Maybe that one. He just looks weird, or maybe this one. He looks weird in a suit. He should just wear whatever he normally wears. Yeah, I think Slot is also kind of the smart casual like Pep. I think for training he's super casual, but then I think that's because he gets involved in the training I've seen. And again, it's probably partially because Slot's the head coach, so he does more coaching rather than a manager who wears a suit. Did you see Pep is threatening to quit if they don't shrink the squad? No, I've not seen anything about that. What's that about? So, is that came out today, that thing? Pep. Oh well, yeah. Pep is it this? Manchester boss Pep Guardiola has threatened to quit the club if they do not reduce the size of his squad, as he does not want to have to leave players out of his matchday squad. Like this guy, like Savinho. So Savinho, he's a new player that they've bought this year, and he's already being left out of squads. Kusanov, I swear Kusanov is that guy that they bought in January. He's already being left out. Echeverri, I think he's quite new as well. I said to the club, I don't want a bigger squad and I don't want to leave 5 or 6 players in the freezer. That's a bit morbid. I understand that. As a manager, I cannot train 24 players, and every time I select, I have to basically leave some at home. Interesting. I guess that lessens the. I guess that reduces the chance of them going for Florian Wirtz. Then I can't lie. I'm getting slightly on board the Florian Wirtz hype train. I'm starting to believe. Of course, naturally, when you start to believe, that's when you get terrible news, and that's when it doesn't happen. But I'm starting to get a bit excited. If Pep decided to join Liverpool, would you take him or would you go with Arne Slot? Nah, man, Arne Slot every single day. Every single day. I'm not convinced Pep can do it at a team that's not got a gigantic budget and is not kind of full of superstars. Like Pep isn't, playing Conor Bradley and kind of those kind of guys. Pep's the type of guy who will kind of spend 200 million, but then nobody will ever mention it because it's Pep and you can't question it. Whereas I think Slot has shown his kind of ability to work with a budget or with no budget, given that he hasn't signed anyone. And even though we're kind of linked with kind of Wirtz and these guys in the summer, I'm under no illusion that their money is gonna come from sales. Like John Henry hasn't suddenly decided to be generous. We're gonna sell a lot of players, and that's where the money's gonna come from. So yeah, I take Slot every day. Todd Bowley just laughed at comment of Pep and went on to sign 10 more players. Yeah, I think in the time that you posted that comment at 8:25 p.m. and I've just read it now at 8:27 p.m. In that time, Todd Bowley has signed 3 players. So that shows you what we're kind of dealing with. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot, says, I'm back and Man United are doing a lot of diving. They are. Scummy team doing scummy diving. What can we expect? I kind of want both teams to lose, but if one's got to win, I'm 100% supporting Spurs. Dawood says they pull out of Wirtz because he's too much money. Yeah, Possibly, like that's the official story, and there potentially is a lot of truth in that, but I don't know, like how much are Man City affected by FFP, because they did spend 200 million. They did spend 200 million just in January, and I feel like the state that they're at right now, just watching them play, like yesterday was torturous. I feel like they need multiple players. So I kind of feel like they can't afford to spend 100 million quid on one player. I just find the too much money notion like funny for a team that has like £100 million player on the bench, £50 million player on the bench, £70 million player on the bench. I think there must be more to it. Leighton says, "I'll take Spurs." Yeah, everyone here today is supporting Spurs. Delwood supporting Spurs. Pixel supporting Spurs. Fairly sure Sonny is supporting Spurs. Jimmy supporting Spurs. Yeah, it'll be nice for Spurs. It'll be nice for Spurs to win a trophy. Is it like 1995 or something the last time or 2001 or something the last time they won it? I think they won the League Cup, maybe with Harry Redknapp or something. So yeah, it'll be good for them. More and more things are coming out. Like the Pep thing makes me still have some hope that some of the charges stick. But I think it's just an excuse when he does quit. Yeah, I'd like to think there is some kind of validity in the charges, and that would explain the significant kind of downturn in their form. I'd like to think that people internal to the club know more than we do, and so they know that at least some of these charges are gonna stick, and it's gonna bite them. I mean, maybe that's a reason for the WIRTZ, for them not getting the WIRTZ deal as well. Maybe they're gonna struggle to attract kind of the elite players now if there's kind of that much uncertainty around their team. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfort's predictions for the final: Spurs by penalties, Chelsea win 3-0, and PSG win 1-0. That's probably some decent predictions, you know. I think, unfortunately, I think Chelsea are gonna probably win quite comfortably. Whereas the PSG Inter game will be tight. So you've put 1-0, which seems fair. 1-0, tight. I would favour PSG in that game as well. Today could go to penalties, yeah. I think it'll go to extra time. And there'll be a goal. But yeah. Penalties are always exciting, to be fair. Man United as a club has dived off from the highs of 2000, so no surprise here. They have the swimming pool of Old Trafford. They got good practice for their diving skills. Yeah, it's the swimming pool that they didn't want, but yeah, they do have a swimming pool every time it rains, given the leaks in their roof. Maybe that's why they're diving so much. That's it. Yeah, I think they won something in 2008. League Cup. That sounds more accurate than what I said. Yeah. Ahmad is performing pretty well considering he's young. Yeah, I mean he's one of their bright sparks, to be honest. It tends to be the younger players who perform well. I think Man United's kind of problem is they don't sign younger players. They sign they sign stars like Varane, Casemiro, and they sign these stars kind of after they've had, the best part of their career. So if you give like an aging player 300 grand a week, they're just not really going to bother, because why would they? Whereas I think the youngsters they have, like Ahmad and Garnacho to a certain degree, even though he looks like he needs a slap, but Garnacho to a certain degree, Ahmad, I mean, these are the guys that are trying to prove something, and yeah, they're the ones who seem to perform for them. I don't know if anyone's seen this. Has anyone seen this leaked picture? This leaked picture. Salah in the new Liverpool kit. I'll be honest. I'm not sure how I feel about the long sleeves. A lot of people are kind of likening it to the Torres kit, which I see. But I don't like how the kind of Expedia logo's there in the middle, and then the Expedia logo kind of cuts off the stripes. I feel like the stripes should be all the way down. I get it. It wouldn't be like that because we try and put sponsors on everything so we can make a bit more money. But yeah, that's why I think the shorter sleeve one look better. But he's having quite a little party there. He's got a nice little chair. He's got a bunch of grapes on the table. But yeah, I definitely think for this kit, the one with the shorter sleeves is definitely the one to go for, I think. There shouldn't be a Champions League place. They've both been awful. Yeah, 100%. They do not deserve a Champions League place. Neither of these teams deserve a Champions League place. Wasn't it Arsene Wenger who came out? Arsene Wenger came out a few weeks ago saying the Europa League winner should not automatically get a Champions League place, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's so harsh." But I was like, "No, I agree with him." You can't finish 17th and then get a Champions League place. Not so much, and again, like, my beef isn't so much the Champions League place itself, it's more the money that comes with it. It just seems ridiculous. You win the Europa League, I think you should then get an automatic qualification into next year's Europa League. I think that's fair, because you enter as the champions defending your title. I think that's fair. Sonny says, "Don't worry, Ahmad will just turn into another Rashford. United is not a place where you create and cultivate long-term success, especially for young talents." True, they have shown a track record of ruining every player, especially every young player that they get their hands on. Remember Dan James? Remember they signed that Welsh winger, Dan James, and then everyone was like, "Wow, Dan James," and yeah. All they did was kind of hold him back. What does it say on the back of the referee's shirt? Does it say, "I'm a referee"? Oh no shit, you're not like a horse. Ooh, booking for Ahmad. To be fair, Ahmad kind of held the player back there. Why are the fans like shaking their head like, no, like mate, that's clear booking. Yeah, that's a clear booking for Ahmad. The Europa League has, like, the actual trophy looks quite nice, but the logo looks horrible. You probably need to update that. Anyway, free kick for Spurs here. On left hand side. They are almost certainly going to cross this in. The ref is saying, "Stop it, stop it." You can read his lips. He's saying, "Stop it." Crossed in. Absolutely terrible cross. What's the point in all that hype for a free kick? What's the point in all that delay? And then you just smack the cross against the second man. Absolute rubbish that was. But let me remind you, Sevilla were in 10th in the La Liga, won the Europa League and entered the Champions League. No one questioned them. But why are we questioning Man United and Spurs? So I don't support Arsenal's statement. For me, it's just something I've always thought, to be honest. Because like you win the Europa League, then you go up to the Champions League. But then if you win the Champions League, you can't go up any higher. I think it should just be like a level playing field. You win the Europa League, then you should defend the Europa League title. That's just the way I've always seen it, to be fair. Stadium pretty quiet. Oh, I'm not bloody surprised. Oh, Euro was kind of sleeping there. Yeah, Man United fans, they're not the loudest. I think hopefully a goal will inject a bit of life into the two teams. Paramount is actually ahead of your stream. Yeah, you're probably like 2 minutes ahead. I guess. Um, I'll see at half time if I can find a better stream. I'm presuming it's still 0-0. I've also got like the live score on my laptop here. Yeah, it's still 0-0. I'm one of those people. I don't really care about being spoiled. Some people are really picky about it. They're like, "Oh my god, I've put the timer there. Don't tell me the score." And I'm like, I don't really care. It's all good. If people are excited, let them be excited. That's the way I see it. They have just focused on Europa League. They should make it that you have to get top 10 or something. Yeah. It just seems ridiculous to me that you can finish 17th and still get a Champions League place, whereas someone like Nottingham Forest, who might not get it for finishing 6th, it just doesn't sit right with me. I think if you win a trophy, then fair enough, you should have the right to defend that trophy. So you should get a Europa League place. I think that's fair. But being promoted up is ridiculous. Yeah, I hear you. Are you on Discovery Plus? No, I couldn't be bothered to register for it because you had to register, right? And when I looked into it, like they kept saying like Discovery Plus app, and I was like, I don't want to install an app on because I'm on my desktop. But thinking about it now, I wonder if they've got a website and I could just log onto the website and watch it there. Yeah, I was too busy today. I was playing computer games for like two hours, so I didn't find the time. It's about 30 seconds behind mine. Okay, not too bad. I was expecting a lot worse. Which team needs this trophy more? Spurs for the long history of bottling, or Man United to bring something to their rich legacy? In terms of who needs it more, I'd probably say Man United. They need it more because they view themselves as a big club, which they are. They are, to be fair. And they've not really won anything for a significant portion of time. They've had terrible season after terrible season after terrible season. So I think in terms of needing it more, it's probably Man United. Whereas with Spurs, like Spurs ain't won anything for 20 years. So what difference does 21 years make? So I think Man United need it more, given the kind of situation with their club. But I hope Spurs win it. Yeah, I saw that. He finally turned around, didn't he? Because previously I just saw referee, and I'm like, does that say I'm a referee? Did it say I'm a referee? But yeah, they fully kind of showed his back. and it said be a referee. I'm like, okay, fair enough. As you're watching the match, which team is playing better football right now? Well, it's crossed in by Spurs. Have Spurs just scored? Well, in answer to your question, Sonny, I'd have to go with Spurs. What? I told you, Onana is rubbish. And again, I don't know what words I can say and I can't say, but he's shite. He's so bad. The extent to which this guy concedes, like, I'm not even like I want Spurs to win. Like, I hate Man United, but even just seeing this guy repeatedly let things in on his near post, it is insane. It was crossed in by Spurs. I think it might have been Johnson. Oh God, Onana is horrendous, man. We'll have a look at what people are saying about Onana in a bit. Yeah, 1-0. 1-0. Oh, it kind of came off Luke Shaw's chest, kind of. But Onana just so slow to react. I will put the score up because I remembered today. Oh, not 2-0, 1-0. It'd be so funny. It'd be so funny if Spurs win after Ange saying, I always win a trophy in my second year, mate. Always win a trophy in my second year, mate. Pixel with the Spurs emotes. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Derwood says, let's go. Let's go. It's such a silly goal to concede. Onana literally looks half asleep whenever I see him. Fish asks who scores. I think it was Johnson. I thought it was Johnson. On my BBC thing, it says Luke Shaw own goal. But to me, it looked like Johnson. Yeah. What a timing of mine, yeah. You basically said who's playing better right now, and then Spurs scored. Let's go Spurs. Harry Kane must be smiling from Deutschland. Yes. I'm sure he's enjoying what he's seeing. Arsenal fanboys are crying somewhere. They are, but they're still crying that Liverpool won the league, so they haven't stopped crying for a week. Yeah, I thought it was Johnson as well, but BBC Sport is saying Shaw on goal, but it looked like Johnson to me. Feeling United get a goal next half. They might get one here. They won't. That goal has done kind of what we presume, to be fair. It has injected a bit of urgency into this game. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. It kind of bounced off like the right part of Shaw's chest, and then Johnson kind of toe poked it in, like in the near post, kind of. These BBC, like, they need to sort themselves out. The other day they were saying Salah got an assist, and it was like Elliot and Szoboszlai for that free kick goal. Yeah, people are people are understandably fuming at Onana. Onana, worst keeper in Europe. It's not good, is it? Maybe now we're seeing why they want Martinez. That goal has injected a bit of urgency into Man United. It might turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to him. Kick Ange and bring Jose back. Spurs, park the bus if you need and don't think about it. If there's one thing Ange will never do, it's park the bus. High line for life, mate. Get up the pitch, mate. Spurs fans dancing, celebrating. It would be so good. It would be so good if Spurs would win. I didn't quite believe that they would. Like, I want them to, but I just didn't quite believe that they would. But like, if they do, that would be hilarious. This relegation battle is looking pretty tight. That's first half over and done with. I can stop the timer so it doesn't go into 60 minutes. I'm glad that goal went in. I'm glad. They're just replaying it now, so it's crossed in. Johnson clearly taps that in for me. Come on, you Spurs, says Pixel. Yeah. I didn't quite believe that they had a chance, but now I'm kind of starting to believe. Oh God, people are furious at Onana, man. Someone's saying certainties in life, death, taxes, and Andre Onana absolutely shafting Man United. Oh God, you can only laugh. Where was Ange before, and what did he win every second season? I believe he was at Celtic, right? I can look it up. I think he's got a thing where like every second season he wins something. Yeah, so he was at Celtic before, as you can see here. Celtic. Won Scottish Premiership, Scottish League Cup. Quite a few Australian teams, mate. Because he's an Aussie, mate. Yokohama, so he spent a bit of time in Japan. Won the Super Cup with Japan. Not bad. Not bad. But anywho, I'm going to grab a fizzy drink. I'm thirsty. And then I'll be back. Fish says absolute. I agree with you on that, Fish. I agree with you on most things. I don't quite understand why you're randomly saying Idris Gana Gay. But I support your right to say that. This is the new Liverpool kit. Which I think looks pretty good. Jaden says parade time Monday for definite. Once that Palace game is out the way, then it's gonna be mad. Jaden says, "What's your plans for it?" I'm hoping to go if I can. Not feeling too well at the moment, so I'm gonna kind of play it by ear. See how I feel on the weekend. But yeah, hopefully. It will be worth going if I'm feeling better by then. Because who knows when the next one is going to be. Probably just for the day. I did look at staying just out of curiosity. And like all the hotels are like £400 a night, and I was like, yeah, nah, not doing that. the last time I went, when I went to Anfield 2 times ago, I stayed. Last time I went, I just got the train there, got the train back, and in some ways that was easier because I didn't have to pack. And yeah, I'll see if I can get there early. But yeah, mainly hoping to feel a bit better by then. Fingers crossed. I appreciate that, Jaden. I booked in October, £60 a night. Now same. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, firstly, damn, you had some amazing foresight, to get it for £60 a night. So I kind of respect how you kind of foresaw this kind of coming. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Kind of £3,500 a night. Around kind of Liverpool, around Anfield, there's some kind of cheap hotels, decent hotels, expensive hotels, and even like the cheap hotels. I've stayed in the Easy Hotel once, which is like a £50 a night, and it's fine. Like it's perfectly fine. And I just looked at the Easy Hotel like out of curiosity, and when I checked it about a week before, it was like £500. And then when I checked it again, it just completely sold out. So yeah. Free cancellation. Believed in the team since Sevilla friendly when Diaz ran the show. Nice. Well, I guess that's the reward you get. Like you said, you know what? I believe in the team. I'm gonna book it. There's free cancellation anyway, in case in case it doesn't happen. But that's what you get for belief. That's what you get for booking the hotel and having the belief back in October time. Yeah, you gotta respect that. Durwood says, I was just thinking that Fish is pretty quiet today. He is pretty quiet today, and he is quite well behaved. I'm a bit concerned. Is this the real Fish, or because Fish was pretending that he was killed. Was it a week ago? And he'd been replaced by someone else. So, yeah, I'm curious as to whether this is the real Fish or not. Jaden says, all right, mate, I'm going to go and see Tottenham better. United will make the parade better. It will 100% make it better. United are acting like they deserve this trophy, like it's their trophy. So if Spurs can give them a reality check, that will make us even happier. Sunny says, can Lord Maguire cook another remontada? Will Spurs bottle another trophy? Will fanboys of Arsenal cry all night? It's like a Dragon Ball Z intro. I don't know if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, Sonny, but it's a bit like that. Find out today. And you, Jaden, take care. All the best. Hopefully we get the result we want today. Oh God. I was reading it backwards, but I'm like, I already know what that is. Fish, for some reason, always types mac and cheese backwards. Next season for the parade, Pixel and I will have to go. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You'll have to make your way over. It should be good for the. You can come over for the. Is it going to be the treble parade or the quadruple parade next year? But yeah, Liverpool's a nice city. It's a typical kind of British city in many ways. It kind of has all the elements of what a British city is. But yeah, it's nice. Nice restaurants, nice stadium, nice shopping center. Man United fans not looking particularly happy in the crowd. Fish is an undercover Arsenal fanboy. He's traumatized at the sight of Tottenham winning a trophy. I believe Fish supports Gornik Zabzer. Gornik Zabzera is a Polish team. I think that's the team that Fish follows. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot, says, sacked in the morning. You're getting sacked in the morning. I love the Man United tears. It's just funny. Like this Europa League, and I appreciate there's another 45 minutes to go, but this Europa League would have salvaged their season to a certain degree. But if they screw this up, that is a failure. Like, that's probably one of their worst seasons ever in recent memory. Sunny says, well, then you can say Man United need a Goku to save them. They need a Goku and they need a Senzu Bean and they need to collect the 7 Dragon Balls to make a wish. Dawood says, I'd be happy with another Premier League win. Any extra are just bonuses. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Even though me personally, I find... Oh, God. He does look dead inside. I've been wondering, like, why does he look like so odd? Like, there's nothing like weird. Like, his hair's normal. He's got a normal face. Why does he look so odd? That's it. He looks dead inside. He looks dead behind the eyes. He's wondering if the 350 grand a week was truly worth it. They've kicked off. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I'd be happy with another Premier League next season. I do find Champions League campaigns more exciting because the whole kind of knockout aspect, I just find that more dangerous and more risky, and it kind of makes it a bit more exciting. But yeah, it does say be a referee. Yeah, we can say it now, be a referee. But realistically speaking, like, if there was a choice between Champions League and Premier League next season, I think for Liverpool, they'd take Premier League. And I would as well. That would mean that Liverpool would have more league titles than Man United, surely. If we're equal now. Throw in from Spurs. He is questioning his life choices. He's thinking, I went for the money, but was it really worth it? Is there really much difference between, I don't know, 20 million and 19 million? Does it really matter at that point? Casemiro should have left the football before the football leaves him, as Mr. James Carragher says. Now the once high and almighty 5-time Champions League player has become the face of depression, frustration, and lost hope. Wow. I mean, it's deep, but it's true. It's deep, but it's true, and it's accurate. Depression, frustration, and loss of hope. That basically sums Casemiro up. Casemiro at United. Is this I don't know if this picture is accurate for today. But I think I think this picture kind of sums up how we feel about this game. I don't know why. I don't know why it looks so funny. Garnacho should have started. He should have done. He's quite often he's their bright spark. He's their, he's their difference maker. He can inject a bit of pace into the game, a bit of creativity into the game, a bit of unpredictability into the game whenever he's playing. I mean, don't get me wrong, he needs a slap, but he's a lot more effective than Mount. I fail to see kind of what Mason Mount has offered today. Maguire manhandling Porro there. Goal kick. Man United look a bit lifeless in the first few minutes. Can't lie. I refuse. I refuse to. I refuse to take this off the screen. It's gonna be permanent. It's gonna be permanently there. Oh god. I don't know why. I don't know why this just looks so funny. But yeah, I guess I don't want people to vomit too much. I might bring him back. I might bring him back on. Bring him back on later. What will be your favorite quote from Klopp? My favorite will always be Jose's. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble. That's my favorite Jose quote. Favorite Klopp one is the one where he said, I heard Bayern lost. And then he starts laughing. He says, I heard Bayern lost. Ha ha ha! That's probably a good one. There's another one where he said like, what a pity. And it's just so funny when when he said what a pity. Oh god, take it off the screen. I love how it's an it as well. I love how it's an it, not a him. Take it off the screen. That's pretty good. Depression FC versus No Thorpe FC. Or No Trophy FC. Come on, Spurs, you just gotta hang on. If they score again, bring him back. I will do. I'm just doing a test. I've not brought him back permanently. I just want to see if I can overlay your comments onto this. I'm just there we go. Yeah, I got the comments working. Jose have some great lines like, this is football heritage. Football heritage. A man was really a character like never seen before. I'm the special one. Yeah, he was a character. I do have a bit of a soft spot for Jose. Going to Man United kind of ruined it a little bit, but I'm willing to forgive him. I do like Jose. I find him entertaining. Spurs offside there. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot, says, I think Spurs hold on to this. I think so too. Like Man United are not really showing any fight, if I'm honest with you. They're not really showing like any urgency to get back into it. When Spurs scored, then Man United kind of bricked it and we're like, oh my god, we need to start attacking. But I think that's why they always say conceding before halftime is the worst time to concede. So Man United conceded before halftime, and then by having a break, it kind of took that urgency out of them. And I just kind of feel like in the in the second half here, they don't look anywhere near what they were. Oh, that's a very good one. Yeah, that's probably yeah. I forgot about that one. And I've thought of another one as well. But yeah, my favorite Klopp interview quote was when he said brain F instead of brain fog. And he's like, why is it fine? Why is it okay when everyone else says it? But why can I not say it? And then they explained it to him. And then he had that bemused look on his face. Yeah, that's a really good one. What's that person doing outside? Yeah, there's the brain fog one, and there's another one where have you seen the one with the French translator where he basically says very very erotic voice, by the way. Have you seen the Klopp very erotic voice one? That's up there. Basically Klopp's giving an interview and there's a translator translating it in his earpiece, and the translator, the translator did have a very erotic voice, and Klopp just says, "Ah, right, that's a very erotic voice, by the way." And then he says, "Again, please." definitely, definitely YouTube that one if you haven't seen that one. Spurs are getting closer to a trophy. Get your popcorn and confetti. This is a historical moment. Roy Keane and Neville are fuming right now. I can be sure of that. Yeah, those two are always fuming. They're always ready to kind of tell us how we're wrong, and they're always ready to tell us and act like they know everything. But in reality, they're as clueless as we are. Let's be honest. Uh, that one stays in. Oh, thought Spurs almost scored a second there. That one stays in my head forever. Yeah, he's had quite a few good ones, to be fair. Definitely the brain fog. It's hard to put. The ones that have been suggested here, they're probably better than the one I came up with. So, the brain fog, that has to be up there, and the erotic voice, that has to be up there. I would say erotic voice is probably number one. Brain fog is probably number two, and what a pity is probably number three. Spurs fans deserve this. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was 2008. I think Sonny posted the last time that they'd had the trophy. It'll be nice. It'll be nice for them. Granted, it's not an elite trophy, but I do think it's the next level. I guess the question is, would you put the Europa League above the FA Cup? I probably would, But I don't know if that's just a subconscious thing because it's physically a bigger trophy. Who knows? Yes, he loved that voice. He was so taken aback by it. I was taken aback by it. I listened to it as well, and I was like, I think Klopp's right there. I think he's right. I didn't follow Premier League that much, so the only thing I remember Neville for was his atrocious spell of Valencia. If you ever meet Gary Neville, he will hate that. He will hate what you've said. So you basically said, I don't remember any of his playing career, which is basically the only time he was relevant. But I do remember his I do remember his spell at Valencia. So Gary Neville would hate the fact that you don't remember the best time of his career and you only remember the worst time. Yeah, he was terrible at Valencia. That kind of shows like these pundits, they act like they know everything on TV, but then as soon as they're actually put in as soon as they're actually in charge of making decisions, they fluff it up spectacularly. Tottenham got quite a few fans in Ghana, it seems, and I didn't know that, but fair play. It's always kind of nice to see like fans just all watching it in somewhere where you never would have imagined they'd have a fan base. I mean, that surely proves Spurs are bigger than Man City, because I don't think Man City have a Ghana fan base, but Spurs do. A Europa League is definitely bigger than the FA Cup, because Europa League leads to a Champions League, whereas FA Cup leads to Europa League. That's an interesting way of looking at it, yeah. Ahmad, tackled by Udogi. For United to have gone undefeated in the Europa League, to be playing like this, shows the lack of ambitions for them. It does. Oh, Solanke with a terrible first touch. Solanke had oh, God. I don't know. I don't know how Solanke kind of fluffed that up. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerford, says Man United getting their life back to a certain degree, but they are getting countered as well. So they're getting a bit more adventurous, they're getting a bit more courageous, but then that's leaving them more exposed at the back. Samuel Halama 7 says, "Hey bro, your lives make my day." I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Yeah, even Mazraoui now, if you see Mazraoui, he's a lot higher up the pitch. He's basically in line with the strikers at this point. Samuel Halama says, Mazraoui playing like a right. Do you mean right winger? Yeah, he's a lot higher up the pitch now. In the first half, he was quite deep, basically like a right back. But now that they've gone behind, they've kind of pushed him up. It's a risky strategy, but they've probably got to try something, right? They've probably got to take risks at this point. Yeah, they're even pressing a lot higher at this point. But naturally, gaps will open up at the back. Uh, 25 minutes away from a perfect season. Steve asks, who do you want to win? I can show you visually, Steve, if that will help. There you go, Steve. This is who we're supporting today. Come on, you Spurs is the theme of the day. Son is coming on. That's good to see. I wonder who he's going to come on for. I'd argue that Solanke's been their worst player, but yeah, I thought he'd come on for Richarlison. Yeah, but who do you want to win, Steve? That is the more important question. I'm just fixing the timer, which is kind of fluffed itself up, but I'll fix that now. Sonny says, Sonaldo is in the house. Nice. Sonaldo, I like that. I like the nickname. Steve says Spurs. I'm a Londoner, mate. Nice. North London, I guess, which is Spurs. If Spurs win this, would it be safe to say North London is white? Given, cleared off the line. Steve says I'm south. Fair enough. Well, we can say all of London is white. Apart from the Crystal Palace parts, because they won an FA Cup. Crystal Palace are east, I guess. What a save, yeah. Was it Porro off the line? Oh, it was Van der Ven. Van der Ven's a quality defender, man. I think Spurs bought him from Wolfsburg, wasn't it? Ooh, Man United fans in the crowd, not looking happy, mate. Goal kick from Vicario. Sonny says, isn't London blue? Because Chelsea, biggest team, they won 2 Champions League and 1 Europa League. More for kind of this season, to be honest. I would say the Europa League's bigger than the Conference League. So I think if Spurs win this, then London is white. Because for me, Europa League is bigger than the FA Cup. And the FA Cup is bigger than the Conference League. A brother getting a bit too close there, yeah. As long as it's not red, then that's great, yeah. They haven't it hasn't been red for about 20 years, thankfully. 21 years now. Ooh, Son steals it off Ahmad. Man United playing like a weird 3-3-4 formation. They're bringing subs on. They're bringing Garnacho the Rat on. They're bringing Xerxes on, so we've got nothing to worry about. I've never seen a more ineffectual player than Joshua Xerxes. I'm sure he's a lovely lad and all. Garnacho's coming on for... I thought that was sweat on the back, but that's just the shirt's darker on the back, so that looks a bit strange. Garnacho's on, probably the right move. Xerxes on for Højlund. I mean, you're just replacing crap with crap. Is it going to make much difference? Euro, Xerxes, Mazraoui in that advanced position again. Oh, clear header for somebody who's on the floor. Fernandez, is it? Yeah. Clear header for Fernandez. But thankfully, Fernandez is allergic to trophies. So, Has Fernandes won anything? Has he won anything at Man United? That's a genuine question. He must have won the Europa League with Ali, I think. What a massive stadium, to be fair. Come on, Spurs, you've only got 20 minutes. 20 minutes to hold on. Yeah, Sonny says 18 minutes plus added time. That's all the time left. Come on, Spurs. Yeah, I got a bad feeling they're gonna do some nonsense and put like 10 minutes added time or some nonsense like that. But I hope not. If United do end up losing this, I wouldn't want to be Onana's social media manager. This is probably the first time I've seen Ange defend. Yeah, I noticed that as well, Pixel. I'm not too happy about it, but yeah, Garnacho's injected a bit of energy, a bit of creativity, a bit of unpredictability into the game. Another corner. I mean, hopefully the 20 minutes he's got left are not enough, but you never know. Luke Shaw cleared. Come on, Spurs, counter. You got Son running up the pitch. Tackle by Dogu. That was a decent tackle. Bruno has an FA Cup and a League Cup. He wasn't part of the Europa League winning team. I didn't know that. So he's allergic to big trophies. That actually means something. I thought that was a penalty, and the ref's pointing at the floor. I'm like, why is he pointing? I mean, that's a careless tackle by Porro, I can't lie. Luke Shaw is falling down like he's been shot, but careless tackle. What, we're on like 13 minutes of normal time? I don't like the fact that it's one Man United attack after another. Don't like that aspect. Man United fans looking very sad, but they normally look pretty sad anyway. Danzo is coming on. Danzo. They're showing replays of the goal again. Imagine this is the season where it's Newcastle's first trophy in like 60 years, Crystal Palace's first trophy in like 100 years, Tottenham's first trophy in like 20 years. That would be kind of unprecedented. He came in 2020 and they won it in 2017. I didn't know that Bruno came in 2020, but fair enough. I thought he was there for a lot longer than that. It was when Lukaku was playing for United. Ah, okay. He played in the final that they lost. I didn't know that, but I know that now. I don't care, lad, says that clearance by Van de Ven. Yeah, it was an amazing clearance, wasn't it? Got onto the line and basically like bicycle kicked it out. He's a good defender, Van de Ven. He's pretty much got everything. I mean, he's fast, which is probably one of his biggest attributes. Technically kind of very good as a defender. Durwood says it's the year of the birds. I guess it is, in many ways. He only shows up against United, Man United's top hater. Well, I don't mind that, to be honest. I can resonate and relate to him hating Man United. So if he only wants to show up against Man United, that's good enough for me. Yeah, Spurs are. I'm a bit concerned at the kind of number of chances that are being created for Man United here, especially since Garnacho came on. It just kind of seems to be Man United. Okay, cleared. Just seems to be Man United attack after Man United attack at the moment. Spurs are holding on, but can they keep this up for another 10-15 minutes? Let's see. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot, wanted pens. I'd be happy for this to be over in 90 minutes, to be fair. Especially because it would mean that Spurs win. Ooh, Solanke. Solanke skips past two. Solanke to Son. Son versus Mazraoui. Mazraoui got the tackle in. Sonny says, oh my god, only 15 mins plus for stoppage time. It feels great to be alive and see this historical moment happening right in front of us. Yeah, I hear ya. Don't you dare bottle it, Spurs, and just one sneaky counter attack and a goal from Sonaldo, then my life is perfect. Yeah, Man United, they are committing a lot more players forward than they had at the start of the game. So naturally that will open up space at the back for Spurs to counter. I mean, that's like I like Son, but does he have the raw pace for a counter attack these days? I don't know. Spurs are at 30% possession. Guess that 16th and 17th place really matters. Yeah. This does have all the makings of a relegation scrap. Basically what this is. Relegation scrap with a trophy at the end. Why was that kid celebrating? Yeah. I found that a bit odd as well, I can't lie. At least whoever wins this will be out in the group stage of the Champions League. Yeah, I don't see either of these teams kind of progressing particularly far. Even with additions, even with transfers, even with all that. I don't think you can change what we're seeing in one window. Xerxes been booked. Fernandez is shoving people, which is not a very nice thing to do. Diogo Dalot is coming on. Which is exactly what you want to see. Mazraoui just crying. Exactly, Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerford. This is why Liverpool is better. Liverpool will at least put on, put an entertaining game on. We'll at least kind of give it a go. We'll at least kind of create some good chances. You'll at least see world class players on display. This literally, Son's free kick there was not bad. This literally feels like a relegation scrap. 100%. I think Spurs will sell Solvable of Solanke. You reckon? Isn't this his first season there, or is this Solvable second season there? Didn't they pay like a crazy amount for him as well? I swear it was like 60 million or something. Yeah, this is his first season. 55 million, 10 million in bonuses. I mean, they could do. He doesn't. I mean, he was decent. Was it at Bournemouth that he was playing? Yeah, he was quite good at Bournemouth, but I don't know if he's a 55 million pound striker. They'd probably have to take a loss, I guess, if they sold him. The same Liverpool that are not in a final. I accept Liverpool is a better team, but every trophy and final has its value. True, every trophy is valuable. I perhaps wouldn't put any value on stuff like the Community Shield, which is just a training exercise. But this Europa League, this to me, this is a valuable trophy. The circumstances around it are a bit weird, like 16th and 17th, but leaving that aside, I think this is This is not a joke trophy. This is still a valuable trophy. I don't know though. He's too slow for them. Doesn't pair up with Son. Yeah, I guess the other side of the coin is has actually lost a bit of pace as well because he's older now. Oh my God, Harry Kane just turned into Porro's crotch. That's not like a nice thing to go through. Sheffield United or Sunderland? Who do you think will win Saturday to get promoted? I'm not too sure, to be honest, Elwood. I haven't been following the promotion, the kind of promotion race at all, to be honest. You'll have to educate me on who you think is gonna do it. Today is the day we rise out of the shadows and conquer history. Tottenham fans, just 8 minutes left. Yeah. So you must be including injury time. Kobe Mainoo is coming on. Fish asks how many yellow cards. 5 yellow cards. Van der Ven, Bissouma, Richarlison, Maguire, and Diallo, and Xerxes as well. Sorry, 6. Maguire's getting feisty. Yeah, he always has a tendency to start getting feisty when things are not going his own way. It's just the way he is sometimes. Cunha would be good for Spurs. Yeah, Cunha would be good. I think Cunha is a good striker. The last I kind of saw in the news, Cunha might be Man United bound, and he's saying that he's or the news stories are saying that he has been convinced by the project at Man United. And I'm thinking, what project? There is no project at Man United. Unless by project you mean the money. Well, then say that. Like, what project? Neither, even if Spurs win this, like neither of these two teams look like a project at all. Like Nottingham Forest, okay, good project, you know. Even like Brighton or something, or Bournemouth, okay, Bournemouth, good project. Yeah, exactly. Project is to exceed this season and finish in the higher spot of 15th. Yeah. Okay, so we're approaching 90 minutes. I'm curious as to how much kind of injury time is going to be played there. They're not telling me unless anyone knows. I'm expecting the guy to hold the thing up, but I don't see anyone holding the thing up. This is the only white team I'll ever support. F Real Madrid. Tottenham just for today. Yeah, we're all supporting Tottenham just for today. I think Sheffield will get it, but either one works. It'll be easy points for either team to win against Man U. Yeah. It'll be an easy 6 points for the promoted teams next season. 7 minutes of injury time. That is crazy. Lindelof's been booked. Lindelof's throwing a little strop as well. Johnny Evans is throwing a bit of a strop. Darwin reminds me of a midlife crisis, up and down. Yeah, I think that's a good way to characterize him. I guess it will be Darwin's last game on Saturday. It will be hilarious when Darwin gets a better reception than 66. Everyone's gonna be cheering for Darwin and wishing him well, but 66 ain't gonna get none of that. They're doing the desperate thing that they always do, which is sticking Maguire up front. Alvarez is ours. You reckon? As in Alvarez from Atletico. I've heard that Darwin might be going to Atletico. So I mean, if that Man United fans are crying, cry some more. I've heard Darwin's going to Atletico. So if they're interested in a part exchange, then we might do a deal. Is Ferguson in the stand? Because this is BS. 7 minutes. I guess Fergie time is real, and all the referee help during his reign of terror. Reign of terror is a nice way to put it. If Darwin goes, yeah, I'm pretty certain Darwin will go. I mean, he's linked with Atletico, he's linked with Napoli, he's linked with Saudi. So it'll be interesting to see which of those he ends up with. That same, yeah, that same kid was cheering, is now sobbing. Child abuse, 100%. It is child abuse. Is child abuse as a parent making your child support this team? 100%. Is Alvarez something you want because he's not a target man like Kane or Lewandowski? Yeah, I mean, I think Alvarez is kind of better, well-rounded, and good collecting the ball from deep. So I think Alvarez not being a target man would probably suit Liverpool more. You could argue Nunez was a target man, but it didn't really work. Euro with a shot, hits it over. Okay. Okay, Spurs fans starting to believe. I'm starting to believe as well. I'm starting to believe, so I'm going to put this up. If Man United score, I've jinxed it. the game is back. Crossed in by Delo. Like anytime the ball goes in the box, they just kind of fall over. They just kind of fall over. Nunez, if Nunez scored 40 plus, you would say the same thing as a traditional number 9 is what they want. I would say the same thing, but I think we've tried kind of not having a traditional, or we tried having a traditional number 9, and it hasn't really suited the way we play. If he scores 40 plus, then I'd say, you know what, we've changed the way we played, and it was, oh, what a save by Vicario. Maybe that was United's last chance. But yeah, we tried it with Nunez, didn't really work. Alvarez kind of fits more into the kind of Firmino mold, so I think that would perhaps work a bit better. Yeah, saved again by Vicario. I've got 15 seconds left on mine. Don't let them get a jammy goal. Oh, for God's sake, it's a corner. This is probably their last opportunity. Is Onana gonna come up? He probably should. Cleared. Goal kick, surely. Surely that's a goal kick to Spurs. Surely that's game over. Game over, says Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot. Is it actually game over, or is it like figuratively game over? Vicario, man of the match, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you on that. He's made some good saves. Robin Dem, who said to me yesterday, "Can you try smiling?" I'm gonna smile today, Robin. And it's game over for me as well. Fantastic. I hope you are happy with the Ange in the Liverpool kit that I have blessed you with today. Oh God, Ange won a trophy in his second season, mate. I always win a trophy in my second season, mate. Leighton says, "Come on." Herman says, "Game over." Yeah. Imagine that. I'm speechless. I wanted Spurs to win. I didn't think they would. So what does that mean? Man United have had a disastrous season. Spurs have more European pedigree than Arsenal. It's just great, isn't it? Leighton says, yeah, over. Sonny says they believe in a miracle and we believe in a miracle. Spurs have won a trophy. Yeah, man. We can't banter Spurs about not winning a trophy. Yeah, cry more, Euro. Cry more, Garnacho. We can't banter them about not winning not having any trophies anymore. We can't banter them about having an empty trophy cabinet anymore. But it's something we're gonna have to live with. Where were you in this historical moment? I was in my toilet seat. Cheers, Tottenham fans, and yeah, cry Arsenal fans. Yeah, Arsenal fans have got yet another thing to kind of cry about now. United did a very Spursy thing. They did. Oh my God, I can't believe Spurs have won a trophy. Leighton says, "Get out, Man United! Get out!" In the style of Alberto Moreno. Fish's man of the match is Brendan Johnson. They've corrected it now. Oh my God, they're writing Tottenham Hotspur on a trophy. That is crazy. Okay, that's interesting how they do that. But yeah, I'm happy for Spurs. Spurs bigger than Arsenal. I think that's a fair assessment now. Big Ange says trust the process, and he means it. Arteta's still waiting for the process to start. The process is this his process that's in like phase 6 or something now? Oh my God. Ange was right. Ange says, I always win a trophy in my second season, mate. Always win a trophy in my second season, mate. And everyone's been making fun of him, myself included, the entire year. But he was correct. Sunny says, I found peace and I'm going to use it for a nice sleep now. Me too in a few minutes. Adios, sayonara. Yeah, take care, Sunny. Leighton says, man of the match, cry Ancho. Cry. Yeah. Just funny, isn't it? crying on the floor. It's like if you could pass, if Garnacho could pass, he wouldn't have this issue. Let's go Spurs, yeah. Let's go Spurs and let's go Ange, as we see. I'm loving it. I didn't think of that, but you're onto a good point there. You're onto a good point there. Hopefully this means Ange is staying. Yeah, let's hope so. I like having Ange around. I just find him quite amusing in a positive way. Like not in no. I just find him quite amusing. I find him quite funny. I do think Man United needed this win more than Spurs did, but so Spurs won a trophy as soon as Harry Kane left. Oh god. Harry Kane leaves to win a bloody trophy. Kabu Mainoo looks sad, which is the same as Kabu Mainoo when he looks happy. Kabu Mainoo strikes me as someone who has one facial expression, and that facial expression is stoic. That's what a manager looks like. Even in a dark time, he found them a gold mine. Unlike a certain Spanish manager, Phase 7 unleashing soon. Yeah. Phase 7, which will be the same as Phase 6 and the same as Phase 5 and also the same as Phase 8 the year after. I'm still in shock, man. I'm still in shock that Spurs have won a trophy, but I'm happy for them. Especially when it comes at Man United's expense. The fume and like the fallout from this is going to be more exciting to watch than the game. Casemiro still has the same look, yeah, the same look of the dejected depression. 100%. I want to get this picture of Ange framed. Sonny says, bye, get your confetti. I'm still in awe, so yeah, let me control my nerves and sleep. Bye, adios. It's sayonara again. No, you're on to something there. I should probably go as well. Fortunately, I only got one day off, not multiple. Well, I'd love to have tomorrow off as well. Ibby hates Tottenham. Why do you hate Tottenham, Ibby? I can't really see your picture to see is that like a Man United shirt. Yeah, I think that's a Beckham shirt. So I could I could understand why. Do you hate Tottenham or do you hate Onana? Surely you have to hate Onana. You know Onana, who doesn't seem to ever know that they have a near post because he always lets things in on his near post. Because they beat us. No, I hear ya. Have a good night, says Dawood. Yeah, you too. Have a good night, everyone. I'm gonna scram. Won't be back tomorrow. I don't think there's much on tomorrow. Potentially Friday. I think there might be something on Friday. But I'll have a look and I'll update the schedule. off to some sleep and then go to AFTV hearing them cry. Oh yeah, AFTV will be fun and the Man United channels will be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna split too. But yeah, take care, guys. We'll catch up soon. I'll update the schedule for whenever the next one is, and yeah, we'll catch up soon. Take care.